Hey everyone, Ashley Mailloux, Mike Beer here with Daily Racing Forum, taking a look at the Wednesday race of the day for the final day in December. December 31st, we'll go out to Santa Anita, which their meet just got underway on Sunday, after the reschedule. And we'll take a look at race number 7 on their 9-race program on Wednesday. It is the Grade 3 Robert J. Frankel, a mile and an eighth on the turf course for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And it's not necessarily a huge field in here, Mike, but I don't know how you viewed it. I felt like the favorites maybe deserve to be favored, but could be beaten here.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm with you. It didn't. I guess we could just say it's not a particularly strong field. The morning line favorite, Public Assembly, she's pretty good, and it feels like this is probably more than anything else just a really good spot for her. The longer I looked at this race, actually, the more I just try to decide who was going to make the lead in here, because there's not a lot of pace. And then even if they make the lead, are they good enough to take advantage of it?
Yeah, it's a big thing. And I think the other thing is the mile and an eighth distance with this race. I mean, you have horses like Public Assembly who are cutting back from a mile and 3. So take a look now at the Time Forum US pace projection. And like you said, there's really no speed in here. And I think it would be interesting to see Public Assembly on the lead. She cuts back in distance. She draws the inside. And she's sometimes been tactical where she's been able to stop Mike, but she's never been on the lead in any of her races.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I guess in a race like this, she has the rail. I guess if you just wanted to put it in air quotes anyway, she's the best horse in the race. I mean, maybe that's enough for them just to decide to send her off there and put her on the front. But as you've already pointed out, she's run 11 times already. She hasn't been on the lead in any of those 11 starts.
And do note the 7 in here, Mahina, has the late pace flag attached to her. She will need some pace help because she's been closing, but typically at longer distances. We'll kick it off, though, with the number 1 Public Assembly, the morning line favorite at 8-5. We'll take a look at her most recent effort, which we talked about. It was going longer, a mile and 3 ace. It was at Del Mar in the red carpet, and she comes up a little bit short behind Miss Astor. I don't know how you feel about this performance. It was good. I don't know how great it was.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question that I would ask, I'm with you. It's still not great. This is what's known as a perfect trip for Public Assembly, and she comes through and makes the lead. The problem is, and I think she runs fine in here, but the problem is Mrs. Astor is she's a better long distance horse, and she just easily ran her over at the end of that race. I guess the question that I would ask is, even if you feel like you don't love that performance and it's not a great loss for her, if she just runs that race back, is she going to beat this field? I think there's a real chance that she is.
I think that's something to note in here. She comes in here off a career best buyer. Speed figure, the 2, Son of Hill, up next, exits the red carpet as well. This was the 4th place finisher, and I think I like the way she ran in there. I guess my concern is now she cuts back in distance, and I don't think she gets the pace help. I think if there was, a ton of pace on paper, she'd be a mare that I'd be willing to at least toss in the exotics.
I'm with you on that. She, as far as, sort of bigger prices in this race go, she was the most interesting one to me. She just has a terrible running style for this race. I'll say this, dropping back out of an 11 furlong race, I think really, really helps her. She ran fine last time. It wasn't a great performance. She ran fine in there. Her other, 2 starts when they tried that distance with her were pretty bad. I think she's probably better going a little bit shorter, but this race does not set up for her.
And you note that when we go back to April at a mile distance, she was second behind Public Assembly at a big price. So she'll be a big price once again on Wednesday, the 3. I'm a Joker here for Doug O'Neill. Felt like this horse could potentially be part of the pace. I know Time Form has this horse somewhat close to it. I look at the race 2 back, Mike, and I think, well, no, it was only a 5-horse field, but she was only 2 lengths off of it. Do they try to send her a little bit, go down the page? She's been able to win at a mile and a quarter doing so. Maybe she muddles things early.
Yeah, I looked at her and thought that she would probably be the one. If I had to pick a horse to go to the lead, it would be her. And then I looked at her overall form and thought, I don't care if they put her on the lead. I'm not betting her.
The number 4, As Catch Can. This one for Jonathan Thomas, who's been heating up with those first few days of Santa Anita in the books. Comes out of this race. It looks like they'll probably scratch her in here. But, I doubt they're going to bring her back.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they just ran her on Sunday against 3-year-olds in the Oaks, and it's not like she ran great in there. I didn't even think her prior form was that good. We'll see. I looked at her for a long time just because this is the kind of race where you want maybe more lightly raced horses like her, but I just can't see them wheeling her back on such short rest.
The 5, Watchtower, up next, finished 6th last time out in the swing time. Doesn't have a great local record at Santa Anita. To me, has just kind of lost a step in the last year.
Yeah, I don't like her form either. I'm with you. I mean, she was the horse I probably looked at longer than anybody else. I really wanted to make a case for her, and I don't really like any of her races, especially recently. The yellow ribbon, I didn't think it was terrible off the layoff there. There wasn't a lot of pace in that race. I thought she did okay to get third in there, but I don't like anything she's done since then.
The 6 Paradise Lake, this one for Peter Urton, was third in the red carpet. Kind of curious about her cutting back in distance. I think it could help her. As we mentioned, it might help a couple in here. I go through her resume. I don't think she's done a ton wrong. I know she's not necessarily been a win machine, but she still does have 2 wins this year.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's pretty logical in this race, even though she sort of lacks, the stakes races that Public Assembly's been running in. She's just very consistent. I feel like she's one of the horses who won't be terribly compromised by a slow pace. I mean, she's not like a one-run plotting kind of a horse. She's been beaten by Public Assembly twice this year, but it's not like she was embarrassed by her. I mean, she ran fine in both of those races.
And then the 7, Mahina, going to round out this field, the daughter of Bolt Oro, who mentioned she has the LP flag. I actually don't hate her, Mike. I think she has a pretty good late turn of foot, but I guess my concern is I've never been able to pinpoint where she really belongs in terms of distance. And that kind of raises the question here, where she has run well at 1 1/8 miles. She ran well in this race last year, but I don't trust her necessarily.
I don't either. Yeah, that's my two big concerns with her are she's just another horse that doesn't have a lot of pace, and it feels like she's going to be sort of somewhere towards the back early in here, and she never wins. I mean, she's run fine in several races along the way this year, several stakes races. She never wins. She's not my kind of horse.
Right, that's the field of 7. Might be a field of 6, though, for the Robert J. Frankel on Wednesday out at Santa Anita. We'll move to top selections. And Mike, I did my selections before opening day at Santa Anita,
Yeah.
so I actually loved the 4 in here, and I assume that they're going to scratch. So I think we see things similarly. I mean, I hate to go with the favorites in here. You go to Public Assembly, I go to the 6 in here, Paradise Lake, but they kind of are the standouts, especially at the 9 furlongs.
Yeah, I just didn't like anybody in this race and have no interest in betting it. I took a long look trying to find horses against Public Assembly, couldn't do it. I just think if she shows up and runs her good race, she's going to win. I feel like all the interesting long shots to 2 Son of Hill, but I just don't know if this race is going to set up for her.
Don't forget, Free Pass Performance is here for the Wednesday race of the day and every race of the day on DRF.com. Let us know who you like in the comments. And as always, best of luck.